The reason many people struggle to declutter is because it's not just about tidying up. It's a process, and most of us simply don't have time to go through every single step. You have to sort, evaluate, organize, bag things up, find a place to donate. Just thinking about it can feel overwhelming. That's why in today's video, I'm sharing 10 tips to help you declutter faster, simpler, and in a way that fits into real life. These are small shifts, but powerful enough to help you start, even if you only have 10 free minutes. If you've ever looked around and thought, I don't even know where to begin, or if every attempt to declutter ends in frustration, these tips will give you a new practical way forward. No need for a full day off, no need for a motivational speech. And if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about helping you simplify your space and calm your mind. No perfection needed. Just a bit more clarity and a little less chaos. Let's get into it. The tip number 1 I would like to share with you is start with the item that bothers you the most. Decluttering doesn't have to begin with a big space or a detailed checklist. It can start with something much smaller, something you already know needs to go. So instead of thinking, I should clean the whole closet, ask yourself, what's one item in this space that bothers me every time I see it? It might be a kitchen utensil you never use, but always have to move out of the way. A tote bag you never carry, but that keeps sliding off the hook. Or a pair of shoes that hurt your feet, yet you keep putting them back on the shelf. Pick that one thing. That little frustration that shows up again and again. When you remove it, something shifts. You don't just free up physical space, you free yourself from a tiny piece of daily stress. And that's why this tip works so well. You're not making a massive decision. You're making one small, obvious choice. And it feels good right away. This is how you create momentum. Once that annoying item is gone, you'll naturally notice the next one. And the next. You don't need to force it. Your brain will start scanning for relief. You'll realize, oh, I don't actually like that thing either. And just like that, you're decluttering. The best part. This method works even when you're busy. You don't need to block off a whole afternoon. You just need to notice one thing that's not serving you and let it go. That's it. So today, don't start with your biggest mess. Start with your smallest irritation. That's where the real progress begins. Before we go to tip 2, I want to let you know that tomorrow's video is something you won't want to miss. I'll be guiding you through a gentle week-by-week system to help you reset your entire home room by room without burning out along the way. It's designed for real life and it works even if your schedule is packed. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss that next step. Now let's get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is one I come back to all the time. Set a 10-minute timer and make quick decisions. One thing I've noticed about decluttering is that the longer I stare at an item, the harder it becomes to decide. The more I think about it, the more I spiral. Maybe I'll use it someday. Maybe I should keep it just in case. And suddenly, 20 minutes have passed and nothing has moved. So I started setting a timer. Just 10 minutes, that's it. And it changed everything. The first time I tried this, I was standing in front of a kitchen drawer filled with random tools I never used. Melon baller, corn peeler, 3 sets of measuring spoons. I gave myself exactly 10 minutes to make decisions, no second guessing. If I hesitated for too long, it went in the donate pile. The rule was simple: trust my first instinct and keep moving. Something about that countdown makes your brain switch gears. You stop overthinking. You stop trying to find the perfect answer. You just act. And often those snap decisions are the right ones because deep down you already know what you use and what you don't. This method works especially well when you're tired or short on time. You don't need a whole afternoon. Just tell yourself for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be ruthless. Then I'm done. What's powerful is how freeing it feels afterward. You'll look at the cleared space and realize it wasn't the time that was the problem. It was the hesitation. So, if you've been stuck staring at a shelf or a drawer, try this. Grab your phone, set a 10-minute timer, and just begin. You don't have to finish the whole space. Just make decisions quickly, clearly, and with confidence. Then stop. Decluttering doesn't always need more time. Sometimes it just needs a deadline. Tip number 3 is something that completely changed how I manage my stuff. Set quantity limits for each type of item. Instead of asking, should I keep this over and over again, I started asking, how many of these do I actually need? And that shift made decisions so much easier. At one point, I had 5 or 6 pairs of running shoes. Not because I used them all, but because they slowly built up over time. A couple were old, but still okay. One pair didn't fit quite right, but looked nice. Another was on sale. Every time I opened my shoe rack, I felt a low-level mess I couldn't explain until I realized it was the quantity, not the quality, that was weighing me down. So I gave myself a boundary: 2 pairs for exercise. That's it. One main, one backup. I've since used this approach with everything: mugs, tote bags, jackets, candles, lipsticks. And every time it brings clarity. You no longer have to decide item by item. You just decide your limit and let the rest go. What's great is that these limits can be completely personal. Maybe you love skincare, so you allow yourself 6 products in rotation. Maybe you're a coffee lover, so you keep 8 mugs instead of 3. The number isn't the point. The clarity is. This method works especially well if you've already decluttered but still feel like there's too much. That subtle clutter that's hard to name, it's often just having more than you truly use. So today, think about one category in your home where the quantity has crept up quietly. Set a number, keep your favorites, let the rest go. Boundaries aren't restrictive, they're freeing. They help you see what you love and stop negotiating with everything else. Tip number 4 is a big one. You don't have to keep something just because it's nice. This is a mindset shift that makes decluttering easier and also more honest. We all have things in our homes that are beautiful, expensive, or perfectly good, but that we never actually use. A dress that still has the tag on. A candle that looks too pretty to light. A gift we didn't choose but feel guilty letting go of. And because they're nice, we hold on to them. But nice isn't always useful. Nice doesn't mean it belongs in your life right now. I've kept things for years just because they were well made or brand new. But the truth is, every item takes up space, not just physically, but mentally. The more pretty but unused things we hold on to, the harder it is to actually enjoy what we do use. So here's a small rule that helps if something's been sitting there untouched for months. Not because you forgot about it, but because you keep choosing something else, it might be time to let it go. Even if it's still in great condition, you can appreciate something and still release it. You can recognize that something has value, just not for you, not right now. And you can let that item be useful to someone else instead of letting it collect dust in your home. If this feels hard, start small. Choose just one thing that fits this pattern nice but never used. Put it in your donation box and give yourself a day. If you don't miss it, you've got your answer. This isn't about being ruthless. It's about being real. You don't have to turn your home into a showroom. You just want space that feels clear and lived in, not packed with things that only look good but don't serve you. So next time you find yourself saying, "But it's so nice," pause and ask, do I actually use it? Does it make my day easier or more enjoyable? If not, it might be time to let it go. Tip number 5 is this: forget the rule that says if you haven't used it in 6 months, let it go. You've probably heard that advice everywhere. And yes, sometimes it works. But for many women especially, if you have a busy life, a changing schedule, or a family to care for, that rule just isn't realistic. Life doesn't always follow a 6-month cycle. Some things you don't use often, but when you need them, you really need them. A black blazer for an event. A cake stand you use once a year. A formal handbag that only comes out for weddings. Just because something hasn't been touched in 6 months doesn't mean it's useless. The problem with the 6-month rule is that it treats everything the same, as if your winter boots and your favorite pan have the same purpose and rhythm. But your home isn't a store. You don't rotate stock. You live here. And that means you need a system that works with your real routines, not some one-size-fits-all rule. So instead of asking, have I used this in the last 6 months? Try asking, does this fit how I actually live? For example, if you haven't touched a certain pair of heels in a year, but you know you'll wear them at your cousin's wedding next month, keep them. But if you haven't touched them in a year and you also never attend events like that anymore, that's a better clue. It's all about matching your things to your current lifestyle, not the fantasy version of it, and not the one from 5 years ago. This tip is also about giving yourself permission to keep a few occasional use items without feeling guilty. But the key is balance. If you're holding on to 15 dresses but only wear the same 3 on rotation, that's when it's time to let some go. So yes, some things are worth keeping even if they're rarely used. But if they no longer reflect who you are or they don't fit your real life anymore, it's okay to release them and make space for what actually matters. Tip number 6 is something I always come back to when I feel stuck. Visualize your ideal space. Decluttering isn't just about removing stuff, it's also about moving towards something better. But to do that, you need to know what better actually looks like for you. One thing that really helped me was pausing and asking, if this space already felt calm and organized, what would it look like? I wasn't thinking about Pinterest or some perfect house. I was thinking about my home, my drawer, my shelf, my lifestyle. For example, I pictured my bathroom counter with just a few essentials I use daily, not the 5 extra products I feel guilty for not finishing. I imagine my closet where everything hangs with space in between and I can see what I own without digging. That image became my guide. When you have a clear picture in your mind of what a space could look like, decisions become easier. Instead of asking, should I keep this? You start asking, does this fit the vision I have? It becomes less about guilt or obligation and more about alignment. It's also deeply personal. Your ideal space might be cozy and full of texture. Or it might be super minimal. It might mean fewer clothes or just better organized ones. There's no rule, but the clearer you are about your version of peaceful and functional, the less noise you'll feel when making choices. And here's something I noticed when your space starts to match your vision. Even just one drawer or one corner, you'll feel it. Like your body relaxes a little. You stop avoiding that area. You stop sighing every time you open that cabinet. That's when you know you're getting somewhere. So before your next decluttering session, take a moment. Close your eyes and picture that one space looking exactly how you want it. Not perfect, just calm, easy, light. Let that be your compass. And as you go through your stuff, ask, is this part of that picture or is it getting in the way? That clarity makes everything simpler. Because once you know where you're going, it's much easier to let go of what doesn't belong. Tip number 7 is a simple shift that makes a big difference. Create a breathing space in every area of your home. When a space feels heavy or chaotic, it's often not because things are dirty, it's because there's no room to rest your eyes. Every surface is full. Every shelf has something. There's no pause, no stillness. That's where the idea of a breathing space comes in. It's one small area, a corner, a drawer, a part of a shelf that you leave intentionally clear. Not by accident, but on purpose. Nothing stacked, nothing squeezed in. Just a small pocket of space that tells your brain you don't have to manage anything here. I started doing this when I realized my nightstand was always cluttered, hand cream books, charger, hair ties, receipts. It was the first thing I saw in the morning and the last thing I saw at night, and it made me feel like I was already behind. So I cleared it off completely and only left a lamp and one book I was actually reading. That tiny bit of space felt like exhaling. Now I try to give every room its own gok tho, that little breathing space. A clear kitchen counter corner. One shelf on a bookcase left intentionally bare. A drawer in the bathroom with nothing in it. Just knowing it's there makes the whole room feel calmer. You don't have to empty a whole space. Just leave one part untouched. One part that isn't trying to be productive or impressive. Think of it like white space in a design. It gives everything else room to feel lighter. And the best part, you'll start to crave that feeling. You might find yourself clearing off a bit more just to get that same sense of relief. So if a room feels overwhelming, try this. Don't declutter the whole thing. Just choose one area to keep clear. Make it your breathing spot. Protect it like you would protect your peace. Because sometimes all your home really needs is a little room to breathe. Tip number 8 is one of the most realistic ways to declutter when life feels too full. Declutter in small rounds and come back to it more than once. A lot of people think decluttering means doing it all in one go. One weekend, one massive session, one big transformation, and that's great if you have the time, the energy, and zero interruptions. But let's be honest, most of us don't. We have work, kids, errands, meals, unexpected things that pop up. Waiting for a big block of free time means decluttering keeps getting pushed further and further down the list. That's why I started decluttering in rounds. Small, manageable rounds. I would do a little now, come back later, and do a little more. And it worked better than anything else I'd tried. The first round is always the easiest. You let go of the obvious stuff. The things you know you don't use or need, then you leave it alone for a day or a week. The next time you revisit that space, you'll notice something new. You'll see that one item you kept just in case and realize you're ready to let it go now. Each round gets easier because you're not forcing yourself to make every decision at once. You're building confidence, clarity, and trust in your own choices. This also gives your mind time to catch up with your stuff. Sometimes we need a little space, not just physical, but mental to let go. So instead of pushing, give yourself permission to come back later. There's no deadline. Try this. Choose one drawer or shelf today. Declutter what feels easy, then walk away, come back tomorrow or next week and look at it with fresh eyes. You'll be surprised how much more you're willing to let go the second or third time around. Decluttering doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be light, gentle, and repeated. The goal isn't to finish in one day. The goal is to feel lighter over time. So be patient with yourself. Let small rounds lead the way, because consistency, not intensity, is what truly creates change. Tip number 9 is something that supports your decluttering efforts long term. Set a daily no shopping zone. Let's be honest, decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things. It's also about not bringing in more than you let go. And that can be really hard, especially when we're constantly surrounded by sales recommendations and ads that make us feel like we need something new. That's why I started creating a no shopping zone in my day. A time block, even just a few hours, where I don't browse online stores, open shopping apps, or watch haul videos. No window shopping, no adding to cart, just to think about it. For me, evenings were the most tempting. That's when I'd sit down, feel tired, and mindlessly scroll. And that's exactly when I'd make impulse purchases I didn't plan for, so I chose a cutoff time, no shopping after 8 p.m. That small boundary changed everything. It doesn't mean you can't ever buy things. It just means you're giving your brain space to make calmer, more intentional decisions. You're not shopping out of habit, boredom, or stress. This also helps you reconnect with what you already have. The less time you spend looking at what you don't own, the more time you have to enjoy what's already in your space and use it well. Here's how you can try it. Look at your daily routine and ask, when am I most likely to shop out of habit, not need? That's your cue. Choose that block of time as your no shopping zone. Turn off app notifications, mute shopping newsletters, or even move certain apps off your home screen. You might be surprised how freeing it feels. Because often, we're not spending money, we're spending attention. And that attention can go toward rest, connection, or simply breathing in a space that's not asking you to add more to it. So give yourself this boundary. A small one, 1 hour, 2, whatever fits your day. Protect it like you would protect a quiet moment for yourself, because fewer purchases mean fewer decisions, less clutter, and more peace in your home. Tip number 10 is a gentle but powerful one. Set a clear deadline for anything you plan to sell. We all have that bin, that box, or that corner of the closet, the place where things go to wait. I'll sell this soon. Someone might want that. It's too nice to donate. And so the stuff sits there for weeks, sometimes months. At first, it feels productive, like you're being responsible. But over time, it just becomes clutter in disguise. You're still storing it, you're still thinking about it, and worst of all, you're still responsible for it. I used to keep a whole bin of clothes I was planning to list. But truthfully, I was just avoiding the decision. I didn't have the time or energy to photograph, price, respond to messages, or meet up with buyers. The pile stayed full, and every time I opened that closet, I felt stuck, like I couldn't move forward because these items were in limbo. That's when I gave myself a simple rule. If I haven't sold it within 2 weeks, I donate it. No guilt, no drama. Having a clear deadline gave me freedom. Suddenly, it wasn't about whether something was worth 10 or 20, it was about whether it was worth keeping in my space. And most of the time it wasn't. If selling works for you, great. But don't let "maybe I'll sell it" become a way to avoid letting go. Your peace, your time, and your space are all worth more than a delayed maybe. So here's your invitation. Go through your sell later pile today. Choose a deadline, one that works for you. Maybe it's 7 days, 14 days, or the end of the month. Put it on your calendar. If something hasn't sold by then, give yourself permission to donate it and move on. Letting go doesn't always mean losing value. Sometimes it means reclaiming energy, and nothing feels better than finally saying, "This is done." Because every item you release is one less thing weighing you down and one more step toward a home that feels light open and yours again. So those were 10 realistic, doable tips to help you declutter faster with less pressure and in a way that fits into your actual life. Whether you're removing one annoying item, setting a timer, or creating space to breathe, every small decision adds up. And over time, those small changes shift the energy in your home and in your mind. If any of these tips made you pause and think, "Yes, I can actually do that," then you're already on your way. In the next video, we'll go even deeper. I'll walk you through how to build real decluttering momentum week by week, room by room. It's a gentle, practical system I've used to help reset my home without burnout. And I think you'll love it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next step. You've got this.